Hello, hey, hi, welcome back to another video. Today I have a project idea that I've had in my brain for quite a while, and it's finally time to actually make it. I have thought of doing like a granny square like tie tank. I've seen them before, but they have like solid straps, and I want to do both ties for the straps and also to tie the two granny squares, which will be like the front and the back together. Does that make sense? Two granny squares, a tie on either side, and a tie for either shoulder. It is going to be a little bit funky just because of like the shoulder area. So it's going to like probably sit here and then I'm hoping drape down like this, and then there'll be like a gap on the side. So it'll be very like summer over shirts kind of thing. I have my yarn already selected. If you remember a few weeks ago, I made a giraffe plushie amigurumi. Now I used these three colors. I have a ton of yarn left over, so these are what I'm going to be using. I have the least amount of this kind of peachy orangey color and the most amount of this yellow goldy color. So I'm literally just going to use like all three colors and just rotate through 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Because I have the least amount of this, I'm going to start with this one and then end on this one so that this will be the less used and this will be the most used. That's what I'm thinking. I'm really excited. This recommends a 4mm crochet hook, and this is the Premier Basics DK. It's 100% acrylic. It requires a 4mm crochet hook. That's what I got. We're going to see how it does. If I need to go up to a 4.5, that's fine. But I figured 4 hopefully has a good amount of drape while also making the like holes within the granny square not so huge. Because I was going to do a 4.5, but I want not huge gaping holes. So hopefully the 4 will be just fine. I do not have a lot of time to work on this. I'm pretty sure next week I will be going out in the field. It is currently Friday, so I'm hoping to get this done before Tuesday, which I think is when we're leaving. We're either leaving Tuesday or Wednesday. So if I can get this done this weekend, that would be fantastic. That is my plan, that is my goal. I'm not following a pattern for this. I just have the idea in my brain, and therefore I want to make what is in my brain, so I'm not following like a specific pattern. I can't link you to one. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I post a lot of crochet vlogs, challenge videos here on my channel. Very cozy vibes, something to crochet along to. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I think without further ado, we just get started. I have a square. I love the colors in this. It's like a little bit of pink with like the yellows. Looks really nice. I will say it is a little bit more off the shoulder than I was hoping, but I needed it to be wide enough that like, you know, it would like fit around. Probably not for larger chested people. Probably is going to end up being for smaller chested people, which I think is fine. Just the way it's gonna sit, this makes it hard unless you want it like really open on the sides. It is currently like 11:30 though. This has taken me quite a long time. I still have all of my yarn attached, but 2 of them are gonna get cut. I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with this darker color for the straps. And then I have like weighed out my smaller skein because this isn't a whole lot left. So it should be a little bit over half to complete the other half of this to make an entire top. This actually went by a lot quicker than I thought. I thought I was not going to be able to finish this whole square today since I didn't start this video until like 5-ish. And I also like, you know, ate dinner and watched TV and stuff, took some breaks. So really not too mad about this. I'm hoping to get this one done tomorrow and then start another one because I also have some other colors I'd also like to use. So if I can make both, that would be great. That is not a today thing, that is a tomorrow thing. So I will see you tomorrow. Today we are finishing this half at least. I'm gonna start on the border really quick. We do have plans in about an hour. So I'm hoping I can get the border done and then maybe start on the rest of it later today after said plans. That's my goal. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the whole border in an hour because it does also include the like ties in order to like actually, you know, keep it upright on you. So unsure, but hopeful.
Atlantic puffins. That's cool. And Ariel, thank you so much. Your Iliad is filling up with crocheting finally. Let's do my ears first. I don't know, I was kind of thinking about this kind of thing, like a little ottoman type of item. Unless you want to have just a regular So if you're interested in winning one, make sure you're subscribed, leave a comment down below, and I'll leave more instructions at the end of the video. So with that, let's do it.
Good morning. It is Monday. I have not checked in with you since like what, Saturday morning? I apologize. We have the first panel all done except for the ends. Here's how it's looking. It's going to kind of sit like this is what I'm thinking. So it'll be kind of very open on the sides and you can tie it up on the shoulders. I have started the second panel, but I have not gotten very far. So I have a lot of work to do. I'm bringing this with me today and hopefully I can get some work done this morning, but definitely not as fast as I thought it was going to be. The first square worked up really fast, but also my neck really hurt yesterday, so it was really hard to crochet because I couldn't like look down for too long without like my muscles like screaming at me. So today I might be able to actually finish it. Unsure, I'll bring you with me.
Let's get right to it. I think that'll be good. We get a little bit of a conclusion. For you, I like this so far. You seem like you might be rich.
Good evening. It is now Monday night. I thought I was going in the field tomorrow. It turns out it's the next day. So we have one more day. However, we have our second square done. This is the back side. Here's the front side. Well, it's not done. The square itself is done. However, I still need to do the border and the ties, but it's basically done. And I still have a good amount of yarn left. Obviously, I will still be taking a little bit from this, but we still have all of this. This is getting somewhat floppy, but overall not bad. And so I'm thinking I might be able to make a small. This is probably going to end up being like a medium. And so I think if I eliminate the last repeat, this could be like a small. Because I think 2 repeats might be a little too small, maybe? Yeah, I feel like this would maybe be like an extra small, small, medium. And then I'm going to reorder the color order based on how much I have left. So for example, this one is definitely still the lightest. However, this one is the most, so then it would be light, dark, pink instead of this. Do you see what I'm saying? I think that'll be good. I will have to weigh the yarn just to make sure that I will have enough. I'm pretty confident I will, but we'll weigh it just to make sure. However, it is bedtime. So this is a finish it tomorrow, and we'll start the next one also tomorrow. I figured it was time for a little update. Although it's not quite a little update, it is quite a big update because top number 1 is officially done. I don't have the sides tied up yet, but the shoulders are. So it's gonna be a little bit boxy, but the straps will kind of, hug it in a little bit. Plus, once I actually like steam it, it'll give it a little bit more waviness. I think it'll lay a little bit nicer. But I'm really happy with these colors. I think they go really well together, and I think they both blend, but also give enough like depth between like the darker kind of mustard and the light kind of peachy color. So I'm really happy with this. In fact, I'm so happy with it, I started another one, and I have the first panel done. This is a size smaller than the other one. I also did a different like color repeat because I had a lot more of this pink than the other colors, but still the least amount of this kind of peachy color. So I just flipped these two. So the straps and stuff are pink instead, and it is one size smaller, mostly because I like weighed up my peach. This is all I have for the other square, and this is like gonna be like barely enough according to what I weighed it, so fingers crossed it'll be all okay. But yeah, one panel is done, and I have just started the second panel. We have not gotten very far. As you can see, we're on row 5, and I've got one more side on that. So overall, I'm really happy with the progress on these. They're actually going a lot faster than I thought, which is great. Although, I guess in the beginning of the video, I thought they would be even faster. But they're still not slow by any means, so I'm really, really happy about that. Just wanted to give you a quick progress update. I'm hoping I can get this done shortly, and then maybe start on another one. I might have to save that for another video though, but I'm really happy with how these are looking so far, and yeah, I'll hopefully do a little try on for you at the end of the video of like what exactly do these look like whenever someone's actually wearing them. But for now, keep going on this so that hopefully that second one can be done and over, and I can like be done with this yarn. This yarn will like not exist in my stash anymore. Fingers crossed. Maybe the pink might, because I still have a good amount of that, and there might still be a little bit left over. Probably will be of the mustard, but still pretty good. I'm still very happy with our progress so far. Good morning. I have been working. Here is number 1 completed. I showed you that. However, last night I was working on my last peach row. This is the very last peach row I needed, and I ran out like about halfway through. So that's really good. That's really good. And I have nothing like this yarn before. This is not something I typically have in my stash. And I swear I measured it correctly, but I think I also measured the label and was counting half of like the label weight in there, and I ran out of yarn. I lost yarn chicken really bad. So the only thing to do is, instead of this being a small, it would be an extra small. And I rip out the last bit of this and redo like the border and the straps, and salvage the last row of this peach to finish out this peach. That means I will have some left over, but at least I will have a finished piece by the end, if that makes sense. So that's unfortunately what I'm going to have to do, and I really don't want to because that sucks. But I don't think I have another option at this point for these to be finished. I would also love for it to be done today. That would be like best case scenario. These would be done today. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that sucks, but here we are. It is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, I have to leave like 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to quickly pack this up with me and bring this to campus with me. I have 2 meetings today, one in about half an hour, and it takes me about 20 minutes to walk there, so I need to get going now. But I'm gonna take this with me, rip this out, refinish this in an extra small size, and then we'll make this in also the other half of the extra small size.
I was slightly worried that the yarns wouldn't exactly match each other, but in the end, I think that they look really good next to each other. Definitely different from our Big Twist Carousel color sunset. I also think it's going to pair beautifully with the Big Twist living yarn that we bought the other day at Michael. Fishy keychains. Let's peruse. One of these two I like. Let's do stripe. I like stripe. Final order. That's a goodie for Kara. Yeah, watch. I like that.
Just be honest.
What's him? Vanderpump? Among Dad Hawkins.
This is taking me so much longer than I meant it to, but we are finally almost done. I have one half of our second top done, other than my ends need to be woven in. It is definitely small for me, as you can see, but it's not too bad. Definitely a size extra small, but that's okay. I have now a medium and an extra small. This one, that is still attached to the yarn, but it is too big, so I still have to frog what rows are on this. So I need to do these 2 rows, these kind of yellowy rows, so that I can get to this pink, so that I can go ahead and work on the border and the straps. I'm thinking because I have these, I can... Did I mess this up? I feel like I might have messed this up because although I don't think this is enough to do a whole other row on this half. I don't remember. Give me a second. I think I figured it out. I think for some reason my brain was like, oh, you didn't have enough for this row of the peach, the light color, therefore you need to tie on what you took out from this one to finish this repeat, which is incorrect because now I have one more repeat on this one than I do this one. So I do actually need to frog these last 2 rows back to the pink to then do my border and my straps, and then this will also officially be done, which is good because I need this project to be done. I think I'm going to tie what is left in these skeins onto the balls from what I had to frog from the first half that I had already finished, but then needed to redo so that I'm not left with several balls. So I think I'm going to tie onto these ones and ball them, maybe cake them if I have enough eventually. But for now, it is back to frogging.
Little package in from Amazon that I ordered. They didn't have it at my house, and maybe they did at one point. It's no longer there. These, they're little caps that you put your string through. So like the paracord through, you tie a little knot, and then you pull some little ends, and it's not gonna fall off, and you don't have like a fraying head. Show you the final reveal. The bag charms are now done, so I will show you what they look like. Stuff. Tammy, my dear, you don't need to talk to that person anymore. I think maybe I kind of forget what some of these bundles are. One of them is the gym next. Okay, Tammy is eating her cheesecake, so that's going well. Let's go jog on the treadmill now. Oh, her exercise skill is going up pretty quick. Well, she's gonna be really happy. Ask if they want to have children together in the future. I don't think I want her to have any more kids. I might invite him to move in though. 100% chance of working. Oh no. Now this man lives in our because she's so short. He's like leaning down. That's so cute. Oh, should I take a picture? It's kind of fun to have a screenshot of it. First pair of gifts. Oh, when does he work? Oh, 8:30 to 2.
We have officially finished the second tie tank. This is definitely a size I'd say extra small to small, but you can kind of get the idea, right? That it's kind of open on the sides, but you have the little tie to make sure it's, you know, kind of hugs you, and it's also adjustable, so if you want it a little bit tighter, a little bit looser, and then these will just pop on your shoulders, so it's like a little tank top, but with like an open side. And I think they came out super awesome. They're really soft. The Premier Basics DK is a really soft acrylic, so it's going to be really good. I am going to steam it, so it will have a little bit more drape. I just haven't yet, but yeah, here we are. That is 2 tops done for this video, which feels pretty good. These definitely were both a quick and long project. I feel like they overall didn't take a lot of time, but in real life, this is taking me like 2 weeks. These 2 tops. So once you get going, it's not so bad. The problem is my life has been a little crazy, so I haven't had a lot of time to just like sit down and like finish this, you know? But they are both done, which means 2 more things for my market, which is really, really awesome. I have some other yarn that I would like to make some more of if I have time before my market. However, time is quickly running out. I have less than a month to do all of the things that I want to do, and I have a lot of things that I want to do. So, unfortunately, that is all I have time for in this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, make sure you like it. Subscribe so that you don't miss any more of my future videos. I post a lot of crochet vlogs, crochet challenge videos, so if that sounds good to you, make sure you stick around. Let me know if you want to see me make more of these. I think the colors, I have like a yellow, orange, white, and gray that I think would be good, and then we'll kind of do this same like color repeat, except with those 4 colors instead of just 3 colors. I think that could be really good, but not today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.